An NBA insider has just given us an update on the Knicks trade plans. According to recent reports, the Knicks could trade Mitchell Robinson if they can get back an impactful six-man. We're going to break down all of these latest reports today. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And make sure you have notifications turned on, so anytime we drop new content, you get notified. And now, let's get started. The Knicks could trade Mitchell Robinson for an impactful six-man. A number of NBA teams will likely make a major trade as we approach the trade deadline. Some contending teams at the top may not be looking to make any moves. And why would they? They're winning right now, they look good, and they look locked in as a playoff team. So likely, they're not going to make any moves. However, there is one contending team at the top that could make a move if the right deal, the right player is on the table. And according to recent reports, that team is the New York Knicks. These reports indicate that if New York has the chance to trade Mitchell Robinson, they will absolutely do that, only if they can get an impactful six-man back in that type of trade. Let's break down these latest reports from Brett Siegel, an NBA insider with Clutch Sports. According to Siegel, although the East is weak as a whole, there are still talented teams sitting at the top of the league standings. The Cleveland Cavaliers, the Boston Celtics, and the New York Knicks have been three of the best teams all year long. Cleveland, who has been in the market for two-way wings, isn't expected to be aggressive on the trade market. The same can be said about the Boston Celtics. The New York Knicks, on the other hand, wouldn't be opposed to flipping Mitchell Robinson in a package for an impactful six-man-like player. Jericho Sims has also seen interest in trade conversations around the league. For as good as this Knicks team has been over the last 10 or 12 games, New York has still one main problem that we see time and time again, and that's the bench scoring. It's no secret, New York has one of the lowest scoring benches in the entire league. Now, obviously, that's due to a number of factors. One of the main factors is our head coach in Tom Thibodeau not properly distributing minutes to the bench, utilizing them properly, and allowing them to have an impact on the bench, allowing them to have a lot more scoring opportunities off the bench. New York needs to do that, and they need to carve out more playing time for their bench players. But if they don't trust enough of their bench players, or their bench just cannot provide that scoring punch that we need right now, then maybe New York might be forced to make another move to improve the bench, and that way we add more scoring, but also potentially get another player that can play defense off the bench consistently. Who will be available? Mitchell Robinson, when he's healthy, is the perfect player for this team. And honestly speaking, I would rather the Knicks wait and get healthy. See what this Knicks team can do once they're fully healthy before making a trade. But if the Knicks find out that Mitchell Robinson's return date is going to be pushed back again, or they find out that he's not looking the same way that he used to look like when he played for New York, then I'm perfectly fine with the Knicks looking at the trade market and trying to trade him for another impactful player. Because remember, the goal is to win a championship. We are in a championship window that started this year. Now, a lot of people have different understandings of how long this window is. Some people think it's 2 years. Some people think it's 3 years. Myself, I believe it's a 5-year window, given what Leon Rose and company will do with this roster to keep them together so we can remain competitive. And if this is just year one, with us still getting better, understanding each other, and getting the chemistry right, imagine what year 2 and year 3 and beyond is going to look like. Because in my opinion, it looks even better than it does right now. But we're going to need players that are going to be consistently available to be part of this team. If Mitchell Robinson can do that, I want to keep him. But if he can't, and by the way, history would show you he can't, then the Knicks, if they find a player available on the trade market, a player that they covet, that they can actually afford, do it. Go after that player, make that trade, improve this team, and let's get better as we move forward today and in the future, because that's the key there. That's how New York has to grow. But we have to do that by making the right additions. Remember here, out of all of the contending teams on the top right now, NBA insider Brett Siegel listed and indicated that the Knicks are one of the main teams potentially at the deadline that could flip Mitchell Robinson for an impactful six-man. Now, you might be asking yourself, why would they want an impactful six-man? Why not another type of player? The main reason for that is because they need more scoring. They need another player off the bench that is instant offense, kind of like how Deuce McBride is. Now, you might be saying that player's not going to get enough time. Maybe you're right, but you could be wrong as well, too, depending on who that player is, especially if he's a Tom Thibodeau favorite or a player that Tom Thibodeau really covets. But unfortunately, in order to get that player, New York would likely have to give up significant assets that they do not have right now because of all the moves they made in the offseason. It sounds nice that the Knicks could utilize what they have right now and flip it for a very good, impactful player. But let's be real here. Mitchell Robinson has not played one game this season. Even though teams have been contacting the Knicks trying to understand Robinson's availability, it doesn't mean that they would give up the farm to trade for Mitchell Robinson. Or better yet, trade for Robinson and Jericho Sims, because that report had both of those players in it. And the reason for that is teams around the league have contacted the Knicks about the availability of our centers because they want to trade for both of them or at least one of them. But here's the thing. If I'm getting picks back for either one of those guys, I am not doing the deal because I would rather have a player than picks, unless the Knicks are looking to shed salary and then go out and sign another player either from Westchester or the buyout market. If that's their plan, then I have no problems with them trading away Jericho Sims for a couple of second-round picks and then adding another player that they trust either from their G League or from the buyout market. But that is perfectly fine for me as long as there's a plan in place. You cannot trade away a player, trade away insurance, and not get anything back for it. Because we got to remember, even though New York has been lucky up to this point and we've looked good, injuries can occur the second you least expect it. We have to be ready for that. And the way to be ready for that is to have players that can provide insurance in case you're dealing with any injuries, any illnesses, players have to miss time, whatever the case may be. Having the right insurance on your team can make the difference at times of winning a game and losing a game. And if I want anybody dictating the players on this team moving forward, it's our front office with Leon Rose, Gerson Rosas, and Worldwide West, the brain trust that has gotten us to this point where we are a championship contender and we're still looking to potentially make other moves to lock us down even further in the playoffs to make sure when we get there, we have a first-class ticket all the way to the NBA Finals, because that's the ultimate goal. Once you get there, anything could happen. Anything like, I don't know, breaking the drought and bringing a championship home where it belongs with the New York Knicks. Right now, New York has the best chance and the best opportunity to make sure we get all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals and even beyond that with the roster that we have. If Leon Rose makes the right move at the deadline to get another player that we could utilize that could have a great impact off the bench, we might move forward as an unstoppable force. Because right now, you can make the argument all we need is a couple of extra pieces, a few moves, the right trades to turn this dream into a reality. And over the last 9 games, we have been playing like this is going to be the reality. Tonight is the test against OKC. If we can win 10 straight and do it against Oklahoma City, we're not only sending a message to the league, we're also proving something to ourselves. This year is our year. This year is our time. I don't care about a window. The window started this year. That means we can win a championship this year. Believe it, because I do. The Knicks have what it takes to bring that championship right where it belongs. Back to New York. But what about you guys? What do you think about these latest reports indicating that the Knicks could be open to flipping Mitchell Robinson if they could get an impactful six-man back on this team. Let me know how you feel about that. And also, let me know if you want the Knicks to actually make that move. And if they do, what player would you like to see them go after? Let me know in the comment section below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knick fans, take care of yourself, your families, and each other. Peace and love.